Last time, the ultimate Guardians of the Galaxy tried to take America back. But today, it's time to look into more heroes that Tony had been recruiting to prepare for the Maker's return. Starting with Ultimate Luke Cage. Welcome to the Comicstorian Complete Story Series, where we take trade paperbacks and single issues and we break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then we read them dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. If you enjoy these stories, be sure to support the industry and go check them out at your local comic shop. Today, we are continuing the Ultimates with issue number 9, as we learn about the Luke Cage of the Ultimate Universe. This time-jumping issue shows the life that Luke Cage has been living while the Ultimates have been out fighting in the public eye. This is The Ultimates, issue 9 by Deniz Camp. I hope you enjoy. 2005, Seagate Penitentiary. Carl Lucas, Luke Cage, looks down at the handcuffs on his wrists, and then at the man that sits across from him. 1 year to life? But I'm only 15! Luke says. The man shrugs, explaining that it could be worse. He could have gotten 5 years. But you'll be out as soon as a year, the man explains. Luke shakes his head, disbelief still spread across his face. But I don't even know what I've been convicted of, he exclaims. The man shrugs. Well, neither do I, but convicted you were, and it was an administrative trial. I don't really know the details. I'm not a lawyer, the man exclaims. 2025, Gordium Correctional Facility. Luke Cage is led into the cafeteria. Overhead, the loudspeakers remind the prison population that their global citizenship has been revoked and that they have no rights of any kind. Obey the law, follow the rules, stay out of trouble, and there will be no problems, the loudspeaker explains. We hope your stay will be productive. 2006, Seagate Penitentiary. Luke Cage keeps his head down, trying to avoid a beating from the guards. He works out, getting bigger, getting stronger. 2025, Luke whirls and hits another prisoner in the chow line, knocking the man down and kicking his shiv away. Whoa! Danny Rand, the man Luke saved, says in shock. But Danny quickly turns back to the chow line. Listen, man, thanks for the help, but word of advice from someone who's been here a while? Mind your own business and watch your own back, because no one's gonna watch it for you, Danny says. Luke smiles and reaches for an apple. Nah, not my style, he says. 2010, Seagate Penitentiary. Luke Cage keeps working. He studies, trying to better himself, gets stronger. He can't stay away from the guards much longer, and the beatings come. 2025. Luke works in the prison. They use the prisoners as free labor, but Luke has had enough, and he gathers the other like-minded prisoners. They've made us into non-people. They say it's about justice. They say it's about the law. It's not about any of that. It's about power, he explains to those who will listen. 2014, Seagate Penitentiary. Luke's doors open and a group of guards walk in, batons at the ready. We hear you're a real go-getter, Cage, forming your own prison gang, they growl. Luke gets to his feet, trying to explain that it's just a reading group, but the baton swings and hits Luke at the knees, bringing him down. You're a troublemaker and a dangerous element. It's in your file. It's been in your file since you were born. The guards snap as they surround Luke and raise their weapons, bringing the batons down again and again until they are covered in blood. Stupid convicts never learn, one of them puffs as they walk out of the cell, leaving Luke in a pool of his own blood on the floor. 2025. Luke has gathered those around him, explaining that they can no longer be fighting amongst themselves, that it has to be the prisoners versus the guards. Us and them. The guards are our enemy here. Our most immediate struggle is with them. If we are to succeed in our struggle, you'll have to fight for the life of the man next to you as if they were your own, which it is. Luke tells them, showing them that they are playing chess, that strategy is the only way to win. January 2024, Seagate Penitentiary. While other inmates talk about how Cage was unbreakable, Luke was visited in his cell by a strange glowing box that appeared in a burst of energy. 2025. Luke has laid out the plan. They have gathered the plans for the prison, found the weak points, gathered his followers, explaining that the only way to beat the system is to destroy it and build something different, something better. We must take power back for the people, many of whom will first be afraid of us. That's okay. We are going to scare them, not to death, but to life. We go tomorrow, Luke tells his followers. January 2024. The glowing box suddenly opens, revealing a hologram of Tony Stark. Luke Cage, this is for you. A catalyst. Ionic catalyst that will allow you to gain unbreakable skin and unbelievable strength. Tony explains as a glowing orb floats up. Luke reaches for it, and an energy pulses over him as he is transformed. Together, we will free the world, Tony says as blue light fills Luke's cell. They stole your future, robbed you of your destiny. Do you want it back? Tony asks. 2025, Gordium Correctional Facility. Luke and his followers have been captured. They are chained and led out into the yard. A prison break? You thought you could hide a prison break from us? One of the guards asks as he readies his weapon. The prisoners are led to the wall and made to face the firing line. If any of you could be trusted, you wouldn't be criminals now, would ya? It's just in your nature. Just because you break the law doesn't make you a criminal. A criminal is just something you are. Well, something you were, the guard says as they raise their weapons. They open fire and spray rounds into the group, but they are focused on Luke, the leader of the bunch. But when the smoke clears, Luke is still standing, smiling at them. All right, gentlemen, we're taking over now, Luke says to his followers. January 2024. Luke crashes through the wall of Seagate Penitentiary, leading the prisoners in a full-scale riot, leading them to victory. 2025. He breaks through the chains with a simple flex and moves forward, smashing the ground and throwing the guards away. Follow the plan! All power to the people! Luke shouts to his followers, and the chant is picked up throughout the prison. June 2024. Tony Stark hovers over the prison and speaks with Luke Cage, who now runs things. Congratulations on taking the prison and freeing yourselves, Mr. Cage, and welcome to the Ultimates. You're one of the few of the first generation who worked out. We can get you out of here. Tony begins to explain, but Luke shakes his head, believing that he can do more from the inside. I don't understand. After all you've endured? Tony asks. Luke nods his head, making sure that he is sent to Gordium Correctional next. Because of all I've endured, I know I can't get free until everybody's free, Luke explained to Tony. February 2025, on the Triskelion satellite, Leori leans over the stasis tank that is healing Tony Stark. With a tear in her eye, she tells Tony that she needs to return to her people, but she also knows that Tony needs her. She reaches out a hand and places it against the glass that protects Tony's body. This is why you cannot die. You made me a promise to help my people. You made us all a promise, and I know you will keep it, Leori whispers as she turns and walks away. Inside the tank, Tony is left alone, but suddenly his eyes flash open. Only 9 months remain until the Makers return. And there you have it. Luke is fighting the Maker by freeing others from prison, and Tony has finally woken back up. What will happen next with the Iron Lad and the Ultimates? You'll just have to subscribe to the channel to find out when it comes out. And as always, I'm Dan with Comicstorian, and we will see you next time. Rest in peace, Benny.